everyone, I'm Deanne from Newfoundland, Canada. Welcome to my floss tube channel, Stitching on the Rock, and we're at episode 17. I think I screwed that up last time and said it was 15, but it was actually 16. So this is 17. We're halfway through the year, so I thought I'd do a WIP parade and show everyone where I am, my WIPs. We're having beautiful weather still. It's one of the nicest summers I can remember in a long time. The only thing suffering are my flowers and my strawberries. We have had very, very little rain. I guess the water levels are suffering too, and that's why we've got a kind of water ban in the city. You can only water your lawn with sprinkler a couple of times during the week for a couple of hours. Even numbered houses one day and odd numbered houses another day. You can hand water, like if you're standing up with the hose and watering your flowers, you can do that anytime with a shut off. Yeah, so that's fun. Humidity is high, which means I'm kind of melting here. What's been going on with our lives? Not a ton. Aaron has baseball. My son, if you don't know, has baseball on Saturdays for an hour. We're getting out every weekend that we can to just get out of the city and do some stuff. During the week it's been pretty quiet. Outside my window, they've stopped for the day now. This is like 20 after 5, so work is shut off, but they're doing some, we have like a common area in what we call in our condos, but it's just a flat kind of green space, and they had some asphalt there, and they've been tearing it up, and I think they're repaving that, and you know, so there's been some noise outside my back windows for the last couple of days. Yeah, life has been, you know, trying to get Aaron off the computer and iPad and all that stuff whenever I can, and out and enjoying the sunshine, and yeah, that's about it. Nothing really exciting. So anyway, WIP Parade. Now that we're about 2.5 minutes in, that's how much time it takes to talk about my life. Not much. So in random order, I have just piled them up here, and the ones I've been working on recently, I'll go through that pile first, and then the ones I've kind of put aside and haven't been working on, I'll go through after, and then we'll announce the winner of my stash share, and that'll be it, I guess, for today. So first up is Newfoundland Labrador. If anyone who was watching along with my May is All About Me knows that I worked on the Newfoundland and Labrador, my home province, by Vlada X Stitch on Etsy. And she's got all the provinces and all the states, and I think a lot of different places around the world as well. And it's stitched 2/2 on 28 count Winter Sky Opalescent. So I pulled it out, and I actually finished up Labrador. Now hopefully you can see the kind of, I don't know how my lighting is going, but you can kind of see the sparkle in the fabric. And it's white, but it's got some gray in it as well, if you can see. And this little blue section right here is the start of Newfoundland. So yeah, everyone loves the colors, and I think it's beautiful, and I can't wait to finish it. And I have plans in my head on how I'm going to fully finish it. Just got to get that island stitched. So I'm just dropping everything on the floor here, and sorry about luckily it's fabric, so it doesn't make a whole lot of noise. I also recently pulled out Fleur de Lis by Jeanette Douglas, and I'm sorry this picture is so tiny, and hopefully you guys can get I'll pull it in. Oh. And this is one of 8 in the Canadian Journey series, and my hope is before I kick the bucket to get all 8 of them done and up on my wall, because I just love them. There's lots of specialty threads and lots of specialty stitches as well. And it took me a while to get the first couple of rows going, but after that it's been pretty good. So it's stitched on a 2/2, and I'm gonna say this is an antique white or an ivory even wave. So let's see, I have the first 5 rows done. I think there's 32 or 35 rows. Let me see if I can bring it in. So this was not fun to do because she charts part of it and then you have to kind of fill the rest of it in yourself. And where it's not straight, like where the bushes go in and the church comes down, and you kind of have to adjust the stitches as you go around things. That was a bit of a pain. Then the fleur-de-lis, and I'm actually off, I think, a half a stitch on the middle one, but I had to re-stitch them 2 or 3 times to try and figure them out, and they're only back stitched, which is terrible for me to say. And then there's this fun stitch, which was actually not that difficult, and then the 3 baskets of flowers, and this, which is Calash de Lys. My French is terrible, but it means church steeples, she said. So that's the first 5 rows done. So next time it comes around, I'm hoping to do 5 more, and so it shouldn't take me more than 6, 7 runs through my random, okay, I'm stitching this now, I'm tired kind of rotation that I have. And then next up is the letter D by Nora Corbett. And I did some color changes on this. I changed these yellow flowers here to like a pinky purple. And then the little tiny blue flowers, which are now yellow. Here is this one. I want to make sure that I'm holding it right for you. There we go. So I'm 3/4 of the right way around the letter, I think. About that. I really like the colors, and this pinky color is very close to the walls here, but they're all, my bedroom walls are almost the same color as well. So that will look nice. And that is done. Oh, sorry, that is done. Oh, my card. It's done 2/2 on 32 count, and the color is called Spring Garden with a minty green with pink. And my card that I had there reading off disappeared really quickly. Well, I'm not a professional. So next up was my birthday stitch start from May, which was the Queen of Hearts by Heaven and Earth Designs. I mentioned that there's almost 36,000 stitches of 310 in it, and there is 38,000 or close to 38,000 stitches in 814 in it. So yeah, so that doesn't include all the other colors that are in it. So yeah, got a whole lot of more black done. I think I was about there on my birthday, so yeah, it's black. Fun. I think I'm gonna have to buy a DMC of black in 418. 814. Anyway, next up is Quick Stitch Iris from Heaven and Earth Designs by Josephine Wall. Oh, the Queen of Hearts is by Rachel Anderson. So again, I wish that they would make the pictures a little bit bigger. It's really hard for you guys to see them on screen, and they're so tiny. And here we are. So here we are. So I'm working on pages 3 and 4, so I was doing quite a bit on 3, and then I've come over to 4 and started doing a little bit over there as well, and meet in the middle. And I'm hoping to get close to that being finished this year. Here's And that's done 2/2. Sorry, I keep forgetting to tell you what it's done on. So it's a unknown 28 count. It's got a bit of modeling to it, but I don't know the name of it. Okay, next we have Mini Sunflowers, Heaven and Earth Design again, by Marianne Broom. And I actually got a nice bit of this one done. I think I'm at 25% of the pattern done. So I've been working on this sunflower over here mostly. And it is done 1/1 on 25 count, and the color is called Daffodil. It's a light yellow. So as you can see, I'm filling in that sunflower pretty well. I'm almost completed that sunflower. I think I have a little bit more to do on the bottom here. But yeah, that looks like a flower now. And next up we have Sunflowers in Summer by Country Cottage Needlework. And this was another May is All About Me one. So we have the Newfoundland and Labrador one, the Birthday Start one, the Queen of Hearts, and this one. They were all part of my May is All About Me. And if you're wondering why I called it that, you can go back a few videos and find out. So this one, and in this one I changed a couple colors. So the yellow was supposed to be Crescent Color Sunflower, so obviously the yellow that does the sunflowers. And I changed it to Gentle Arts Butternut Squash because I had that in my stash. And the same thing with the Dried Sage, which is the lighter green that you can see mostly in the house here. It was supposed to be Weekday Works Dried Sage, and I changed it to Gentle Arts Green Apple. And I took out the words that are here and here. And then I measured, I had a piece of fabric that fitted in perfectly for that. But if I get the house and get down here, and I think I have enough space, I'm going to put the upper words down at the bottom. Confusing, I know, but it makes sense to me. And hopefully it'll make sense when I get it done. So this is where I am with it. And I love the fabric. It's called Autumn Field. So I'm doing it 2/2 on 28 count. And it's called Autumn Field, and I think it looks really nice with the colors. And I actually haven't stitched on this one. I had it pulled out to stitch on it a couple of days ago, and then I went on and stitched something else. And so I never got back to stitching it, but it's on my list of what I'm stitching on. And I got, I don't know if you've been watching, you heard my saga of trying to find 3865 here in town to do, excuse me, the mugs for the Stitching with the Housewives. And because I was started this one to do for my mom for her birthday last month. And I ran out of the thread, and I went to the 3 stores here in town that I could get the DMC and couldn't get it. And then we all came down with COVID, so I had to order it online, and it came. So I just picked it up today to work a little bit more on the mug, and you kind of see that this is the handle here, and this is where the bicycle. You can see how the bicycle and the basket of flowers on the bicycle fits in right here. So it won't be for my mom for her birthday this year, but I'll get it done, and I'll probably give it to her for Mother's Day next year. Yeah, so that's that one. And then the last one I've been working on, and will continue to work on when I finish this video tonight, is Erin's birthday gift, which is The London Underground by Jane Noel. I think that's how you, I think it's Jane Noel, or it could be Joan. Anyway, I've linked it before. They're on Etsy. I should have it written down, but I don't. So it's the map of the London Underground. And I am working on page 6 of 8. Alright, so here we go. Let's where I've gotten. So I've got 2 weeks left to finish it, and Aaron's with his dad for a couple of nights this week, and then for the whole weekend. So I should get it finished by then, and then all I have to do is fully finish it. And it'll be done for his birthday on the 28th. And those are the ones I've been working on recently, other than the sunflower one. And my others that I have in random order. First up we have Mirabilia Circle of Friends, which was also one of my May is All About Me pieces. And it's done 2/2 on 28 count Boo linen. Just get my needle minder off of it so you guys can see it. And I'm working away on the middle girl, the girl that's wearing green. No, sorry, not the middle girl. Yeah, the middle girl is wearing yellow. I'm sorry, her ruffle is green. So that's where I am with her and with them. So I kind of have put this pile aside so I can concentrate on the other pile, because they're the ones I really want to get finished. And these are not that I don't want to finish them. They're not as important to get finished, I guess is what I'm saying. This is my Sal from the Cross Stitch Studio. Oh no, yeah, oh yeah, which I have kind of have put on the wayside, and I've decided I want to wait until they get all the pages out and kind of do it as a full piece. The theme was under the sea, and I'm sure if any of you have seen it, you know that it's some kind of seahorse, but that's where I am with it, which is not very far in. But I do like the pattern. I love the colors and that, but Sals are not my thing. I don't do well under pressure. I kind of rebel when someone says you have to have this done by a date. But I will get back to it when I get all the pages and get everything straightened out. Next up we've got Mini Hometown Hero Baseball, made by Donna Gelsinger. There, and it's done stitch 1/1 on 28 count Sapphire Blue. And this is our needle minder. Just take that off so it's not in the way. And that's where we are. There. So not very far, but okay, next we have Mirabilia Mermaids of the Deep Blue. For those of you who aren't sure. And so I have this mermaid almost complete, and I'm working on this one. And it's stitched 2/2 on a 28 count, and it's I don't know the name of it, but it's an aqua kind of color. So oh, I got them backwards. Nope. This one is done. This is the one I'm working on. There we go. Then we have designed Mini Pride and Prejudice by Amy Stewart, and it is stitched 1/1 on 28 count ice blue. And there we are. No, sorry, there we are. Looking in the camera and then trying to figure out which direction they're supposed to be. There we go. Once again, one of my favorite books, Pride and Prejudice. I've read it dozens of times, and I was so happy when I saw that. And I have, as you know, the Anne of Green Gables, which is my other favorite book, which I've read dozens of times, and have two of them to stitch. A lot of fun. This is a little one I picked up to do while I was watching TV, and then I kind of pushed it off. I don't know why, but it's Tulip House by Pinker and Pumpkin Quilting, and it's done 2/2 on a white linen. That could possibly be why I put it aside, and that's how much I have done. I don't have the house done, which I will get back to and do. But white, I know if you've watched my videos, I'm not a fan of white. I'm not a fan of white stitching. I'm not a fan of white fabric. But I will get back and finish it. Okay, next up, one of my other May's All About Me piece that I picked up for one of the weeks was Fairy Roses by Mirabilia. And this one is done 2/2 on 32 count Irish linen. And this is where I am. She's kind of looking a bit alien. She has a head and she has semi-arms and a torso. But I also changed the colors, some colors on this one. I'm starting to change little bits of colors. I've never really done it before this year, but right here, this part, these parts here, when I pulled out the colors for recommended colors, this is a lot greener than it looks in the picture. I like the aqua, turquoise, whatever, teal, whatever you want to call this color. So I changed these colors. I haven't gotten to them yet, but they're more, in my opinion, on what the picture shows. Next up, we have Heaven and Earth Design, Snowflake Wonder by Lisa Victoria, and this one is done. Okay, my card is missing. It's done one. I can look at it. I know it's ice blue, 28 count, and it's done 2/2. There. So I got down to some other colors besides blue. The last time I was working on it. There we go. I had my cards all laid out with each pattern so I could read them off, and now they're disappearing on me. I did that last time. I don't know if it was last video or the video before I talked about it. I watched on whose video was it? Oh, mine has gone blank. Oh, I can't even think of who it was now. Isn't that terrible? I can see her. I can't think of whose video it is, but if you go back a video or two, I talked about how I took little index cards and I wrote out the name of the design, who it was by, when I started, a place for when I finished, and what I was stitching 2/2, 1/1, and the name of the fabric. And then on the back, if I made any changes to the original pattern, I wrote on the back. And then I had I redone recipe. Let's see, Happiness is Homemade. It's a recipe box, but I put the cards in there, and then when I pulled out all my WIPs for today, I put the card on top of, like, in between, so I could go through them, and they've disappeared on me. Oh well. My final, well, my almost final WIP is Mirabilia Ada, and this is my oldest WIP that I have. I went back through my Facebook pictures and things when I posted up pictures, and I went back as far as 2015. I'm showing pictures of this, but I don't know if I started in 2015 or if I started before that. So this should be my priority, but it's probably my least priority. It's bordering on a UFO, but I'm still putting stitches in here and there. So she's done 2 over 2 on a 28 count. Oh, sorry. I think it's a 32 count. See, I don't even have that. And it's a opalescent, but I don't know the color name. And it's probably a silk weavers, because that's where I got most of them. And there's what I have done of her. She's had quarter done. I guess this side of her torso is her wing is done. And that's my last WIP that I have. Except on the 24th and 25th, I'm going to be doing a Jolly July piece, and I put in a line so I can show you here, and I could say it was a WIP. Even though it's Ornamental Joy by Country Cottage Needleworks, and I have, this is a piece of 28 count ivory. I don't know if it was ivory or antique white Lagana that I hand dyed with tan RIP dye. So, and I have a line of green done. But I'm going to follow all the call for colors and all of that. And those are my WIPs because I have a finish. Yay! My Louisiana hot sauce thread came in, and my Celebrate Canada by Darlene Dion Designs is done. Of course, it's not too late for this year, but it will be ready for next year. I just love it. I used, instead of the called for DMC 321, I think it was, I used the Louisiana hot sauce. So I don't know, I know on the flag you might be able to see the variegation there. And I used the Pearl Light Effects for the white, just to give it a bit of sparkle, but I'm sure that doesn't come up on the video. I'm sure you cannot see that. But there you go. Yay! And those are all my WIPs that I have going. I have no idea how many there were. Too many, I'm sure some people will say, and some people will be like, that's all you've got. So I guess I'm sort of in between those two extremes. The last thing to talk about is my stash share from the last video, which was the snow. Thank you everybody that commented and told me all about your winter weather where you live. The winner was Mary Lynn Lucas. We did the scientific method of me going through and counting how many comments I had, putting a number on each piece of paper and getting Aaron to draw for me. Thought he might enjoy that. So I commented on her comment. I haven't heard from her. I will put my email down in the description again. Mary Lynn, if you're watching this one and want to comment, want to click on my email and send me your address from here. If I haven't heard from her by the time I get to my next video, which will probably be in about 10 days to 2 weeks, then I'll go back to the comments from the last video and draw another name. If you're interested in this, go back to the last video, number 16, and comment on that, and you might, if I haven't heard from her, you'll have a chance to try and get it again. So that's that, and I guess that's it, and have a great day. See you all again next time.